Greetings and welcome everyone. It's the Goddess Akasha, the energetic alchemist, and I'm here coming to you today. I'm in shock. I'm in absolute shock. I know I've been doing videos with just my hands, but I'm shape shifting and I'm going through a transformation, a heavy transformation. So I'm going to do this video today because I had a revelation, a download from the ancestors, and I'm just like, I'm just in shock. So here we are. It's officially summer. It is June 22nd. 22 is a master number. Okay? And I'm out here grounding in my backyard. And it's interesting because the sun is out now, but it was just raining. So it's all kind of blessings. The gateway is opening. The full moon is approaching, but enough about that. I just want to talk. I'm absolutely in shock because anybody that knows me or knows anything about me knows that I've worn my hair locked for this last time I wore my hair locked for 13 years. But anybody who has known me longer than that knows that I wore my hair locked most of my adult life, period. From the age of, from my 20s, 30s, whatever. I'm not going to, we're not going to get into that because then I have to tell you my age, which is no big thing. But the thing about it is, from the beginning, from childhood, I had a very, very, very tender scalp. More tender than usual. And I bring that up because I was always told, oh, you'll grow out of it. You'll grow out of it, right? And I never did. I never grew out of it. In fact, it got more tender in spots. And I also know the saying where they say a child has a soft spot. A baby has a soft spot. Eventually, it closes up because there are bones in the skull or whatever that fuse together, and things of that sort. But I never did, and I didn't realize at the time, because I was born with certain gifts that my crown chakra was meant to remain open, or my soft spots or whatever you want to call it remain open, because I'm a medium. I channel messages and I receive downloads. So this is the reason why my crown is open, and it will remain open. I'm well over childhood years, well over young adult years, and I still have, my head is very tender, very sensitive, but I channel. This is what spirit, when I meditate, this the information I get. You're tender like that because your crown chakra is wide open. You receive downloads, and also this is your connection to the multiverse, and this is where you're going to receive your messages and so forth. So I accept that. And also I'm very connected to my higher self, and so I say that to say that when I started my lock journey, my first set of locks I got in 1996. Yes, 1996. Not 2000, but 1996. Imagine that. So I got my first set of locks in 1996. I wore them 5 years, till 2001. When I originally got them, it because of I was following the vow of a Nazarite. And let me explain. Nazarite, for those who don't know, it's a term for a vow that you take, and you're not supposed to cut your hair. You're supposed to never shave your hair, and it's a vow that you take unto the Most High. Nazarite, the word in Hebrew, Nazar, means to be separate or to consecrate oneself. uncut hair. A Nazarene is an inhabitant of Nazareth, thus Jesus of Nazareth or Jesus the Nazarene. Okay, David, and then it goes back. And then, of course, you have the well-known Nazarite, right, in the Bible, Samson, who had the 7 locks. Samson and Delilah, he had the 7 locks. That's where he got his strength. And because he broke his vows as a Nazarite, he lost, and then she tricked him, cut his hair, and you all know the story. You have to read it. This is not about religion. I'm not religious, and I don't promote religion on anybody, because I feel like anything that is supposed to be spiritual should be made to bring us together as part of the all in the multiverse. And I believe that men and people have taken certain knowledges and religious principles and used it to classify themselves as different from others and separate from others. And that would be the opposite of what real spirituality means to me. I don't knock anybody that follows those things, because they are meant to elevate you and help you grow higher and, learn. But I don't partake because of the separation of it. It's been too many people, crusades, wars, bloodshed, people bashing other people because they think something different or whatever. And I'm here to tell you that the real creator, the real Most High, is considered the all. So if the Most High is the all, then all are included. Okay, so whoever you are, whatever you do, you're still included in the all. So, this is a safe place. Everyone's invited. Everyone is welcome. The only thing we don't like is low vibration, because we're here to ascend. That's the purpose, to ascend. Anyway, that's off on a tangent. You gotta excuse me. I'm just super excited. I don't know if you can see it all. See the glow. I'm just like, I can't believe I don't have it. Okay, so anyway, Samson had, of course, he had the 7 locks. There's the first, number 7. And remember, I told you that the first time I wore my first set of locks from 1996 to 2001, that was 5 years. And so, Samson had 7 locks. Okay, because the numerology, I'm about to do this numerology. I love spirit. So, what happened was I had, that was the first set of locks. So, I spent 2 years without them. And then in 2003, 2003, I locked again, and I wore those for 3 years. So it went from 2006 to 2003 to 2006, because I locked for 3 years. And then it was another 2 years. Each time that I removed my locks, I combed them out because of the vow I took as a Nazarite. I just didn't want to shave my head. I believe, and it's not just the Nazarite religion thing, it's also cultural. Like in Nigeria, there's a Dada, which is a person born with locks on their hair, a very sacred spiritual person, which is part of my culture. And also in Native culture, there was spirituality connected to the hair. That's why you see the braids and so forth, and men and women grew their hair. So it was also very cultural for me. So I just didn't want to cut it. So I didn't cut it. I combed them out one by one. Yes, I'm a patient person. You got to take time with yourself, baby. Yeah. So I combed them out. That's how I'm just very serious. When I connect with something, I take it serious. So I wore those for 3 years, and then again 2 years I went without locks. And then in 2008, which was this last time, I locked up again, and I wore those for 13 years. Now, let me say this. The number 2 is showing up as a cycle. each time that I took them out, I went 2 years without them. I didn't even, it was not conscious. I did not do it consciously. It's just that I listened to spirit. I've been hearing spirit since I was a child. I was guided that way. So each time that I took them out, I went 2 years. So, you know, you had the 5, the 7, and the 2. Unplanned, just guided. So what happened was, recently, or like in the last, like maybe year and a half, right? Because my locks had grown so long. I had them 13 years, and they grew so long that, you know, if I sit, I could sit on them. Going to the bathroom, you pull them to the side, and they were so heavy that even tying them up at night, and head wraps wouldn't stay on. I couldn't wear crowns. And then remember I told you how tender my crown is because I receive messages. My crown is wide open and I'm a medium. So my head has always been very tender. So during that time, I couldn't wear too many head wraps. I couldn't wear updos because of the tenderness of my scalp. It got to the point like if I put ponytails in it, in 2 or 3 hours, I could feel the pain. If I try to work past the pain, take an aspirin, whatever, by the end of the night when I'm laying down, my whole scalp is I feel like it's on fire, burning. I have to take it out. So there was no way to wear like the pretty updos, the bows or whatever, you know. So I mostly had to wear them loose. And even wraps like this or the crown, I could wear this at night, but it wouldn't stay on. And then if I tied it tight enough to stay on, then it was too tight. And it was, you know, a headache or crown. So, okay, that's just being me. But, so I say that to say that as they got long, and all I could do is wear them down. Because even if I plait it was times where my scalp would hurt just from plaiting the locks down. So there was no way I could do a cornrow. Or, you know, and then even the bonnet top, it only lasts a couple hours before this part is just on fire. So I had to wear them down a lot, which was okay. It was beautiful. I love my locks. Let me tell you, I love my locks. It's the reason why I wore them, you know, all my adult life. I love them now. Is a reason. I'm just so connected to it. So, but I started having headaches. It started with headaches. And some of it was ascension symptoms as well. I'm realizing that now, but it was just heavy, especially when I washed it. And then it would take like 2-4 days of dry. The difference between, also let me make this note. The difference between the locks I had, the first 2 set of locks, and this one is, the first 2 set of locks, when I had them, I lived in California, which California is very dry. It's very dry. You know, it doesn't rain. There's no moisture in the air. In fact, you know, if you throw a spark, it'll catch fire. That's how dry it is. It's just no moisture. So my hair texture was totally different. I could take it, twist it, whatever to stay. But when I relocated. And so this last set of locks I had, I moved to Georgia, and everything is wet. It's always wet. It's humidity in the air. It's rain, this, that. It's very wet. And so my hair texture changed, especially because I sweated my scalp. My scalp is very sensitive. Remember, there's a lot of activity going on here for me, you know, as a channeler, medium, you know, spiritual, connected to the multiverse. So, my hair texture changed. Is just very, very, very soft and just completely changed. So that was another factor. So this last time I started locking in 2008, and I went all the way until now. And it's because I started having the headaches, right? And then, but I would use crystals, meditate, whatever. And then it started coming down to my neck right here. I mean, this whole side. I wake up. And it still didn't dawn on me that it could be the hair. At least I didn't want it to be the locks. Because I never wanted to take my locks out. So the pain started coming. Then it started going into my shoulder. And I figured I'd work it out more and just do certain things. Still didn't dawn on me it's the hair, the heaviness of the hair, because I didn't want it to be. Simple as that. I didn't want to face that. So then my fingers started getting numb. I mean, it would be like all of this, so I was like, well, okay. So I started realizing, paying attention to my body, knowing myself, is heavy. So the first thing I did was I took the front and I figured if I cut a little bit here, because see what was happening, it was so long that when I turned my head this way, it would pull, because the hair was over my shoulder, or this way, it would pull. And if I tied it up, I could tie it up for so long, but that's it. Then I had to let it down again. And if I lay down, I'm laying down on it this way, I gotta reshift, or this way, sitting, get stuck, tell people get off my hair. So it just, was a thing. So, all the way up until, earlier this year, I was having the pains. And so it's very, I don't know what, there are certain people out there that will feel me and understand. So me, being spiritually connected to my locks, and also feeling like they aided in the gifts that I have, my intuition and my mediumship, I was like, okay, I had to go to my ancestors. I started going to my ancestors. I went to my ancestor altar. I went to my ancestors. And as I'm having this pain, what's the issue? What's going on? If I take my hair out, will what will happen? Can I have permission? I went to my Ori, my head Ori. I asked her, can I take them out? Will it change things between us? Can I still be a mermaid with your girl? You know what I mean? Can I still, Because that's how important it was to me. So I prayed, I meditated. Then, and it's funny because I did that for maybe like 2 months. That's where the 2 came back. 2 months. I swear to you, about 2 months. Then I was meditating and I was facing my altar and talking to my Ori. And they told me it's okay. It's okay. Take them out. But when you take them out, don't just cut it all off. Do it like you usually do. You know what I mean? And I know it's longer than the other ones were. So maybe cut it to a point and then comb them out one by one. And that I had their permission, and that nothing would change. And they know about the pains, and that it is connected to the heaviness of the hair. And it's okay, because I can always start over. Because I get one temple, but you can always grow hair. Hair always grows. Even after death, hair grows. But for this short period of time, in this incarnation, I have one temple. So I had to prioritize between my temple or hair, which I can regrow. So this is the part, the mathematics started adding up. So this occurred to me I was inclined to start taking them out. And this was about 5 weeks ago. Let me check the calendar. Yeah, it was about 5 weeks ago. There's that number 5 again. Now, the first set of locks I had was 5 years. My birthday is on the 5th, and my life path number is 5. Okay, that's mathematics. Once again, we had the 2 from 2 years in between the other locks, and then the 2 months that it took me praying and getting my spiritual reply. So, and today is the 22nd. Today is the 22nd. Okay. And I'm not that great at math to just add this up. Now, let me tell you about these sevens. I love spirit. I love my ancestors. And I love my Ori. So, so it was 5 weeks ago that I started removing the locks. If you look on my page, it was when I started, I made the page and actually started adding videos. Some of the first videos you can watch. You'll see how long the locks are, my locks were, how long my locks were. And that was about, it was about 5 weeks ago. Well, when I started, after I started doing it, I realized that when I started, I was guided to start 7 weeks, exactly 7 weeks before my Earth Strong, which is July 5th. Okay, so there's that 7 again, right? So it was exactly 7 weeks. The other 7 was Samson, the Nazarite's 7 locks, right? So now my birthday's in the 7th month, July 7th. There we go. Another 7. 7 weeks before my birthday is when I started taking them out. Or when I was guided to start taking them out. You got 7 African powers. 7 days in a week. pH balance is 7. And 7 is my Ori, my head Ori, Mama Yamoja's number. Her number is 7. I can't make this up. I can't make that. I'm not that good at math.